Okay, let's just dive right into a story that honestly feels like it's been ripped from a sci-fi novel, except it's happening right now. We're talking about a huge moment, a real turning point for technology and creativity, and we're going to unpack it all by looking at the story of a game called Codex Mortis.
So get a load of this headline. This is the kind of thing that just makes you stop and reread it. World's first game made completely by AI. For years, that's been a what-if scenario, right? Something people talked about in theory. But it's not a theory anymore. It's real. It's a finished product, and you can literally download it today.
And of course, that headline immediately makes you ask, wait a second, is that really possible? A game where there's not a single human coder, or artist, or writer? How could a machine do all of that? Well, that is the big mystery we are going to solve right now.
To understand how this all happened, we've got to start with the most basic question: who made it? And the answer isn't some huge famous game studio or a secret team of programmers. No, it's not what you're thinking at all. Meet the developer. The name in the credits is Steno, but Steno isn't a person's name or a company. It is the name of the artificial intelligence itself, the single AI credited as the one and only creator of the entire game. Wild, right?
Which of course leads to the next big question. If an AI is the developer, the artist, the musician, the writer, what's left for the human to do? I mean, where do we even fit into this picture anymore?
Well, the answer isn't about getting replaced, it's about a totally new kind of partnership. The AI, Stono, did all the heavy lifting. I mean, all of it. It wrote the story, created the art, composed the music, and even came up with the marketing materials. The human's role, it shifted. It became more like a guide or an executive producer. They set the high-level vision, gave feedback, and basically steered the ship, while the AI acted as the entire creative studio.
Okay, so this new partnership model is pretty interesting, but what does that actually look like in practice? How do you really go from just an idea in your head to a finished game on Steam when your entire workforce is an AI?
The whole process actually starts with a human, right at step one. They provide that initial spark, that big picture idea. But from that point on, the AI just takes over. In step two, it takes that concept and spins it into a whole story, with characters and a world. Then, step three, it creates everything you see and hear, all the art, the music, the sound. And crucially, even step four, the marketing stuff needed for launch, was also made by the AI. It's an almost completely automated pipeline from start to finish.
We've talked a lot about the how, but what about the what? I mean, what kind of game actually comes out of a process like this? Is it any good? Let's take a look inside Codex Mortis itself.
So, here's the key thing. This isn't just some little tech demo. It's a full-fledged game. It's a 2D, text-based adventure set in a dark fantasy world. The story is about an alchemist's apprentice who has to save their mentor after an experiment goes wrong. And this isn't some hidden project. It's right there, available for anyone to buy and play on Steam right now.
You know, a project like this is so much more than just one game. It feels like a signpost, pointing to a future that could be very, very different. So let's zoom out for a second and think about what this really means for the entire gaming industry. This, right here, boils the whole revolution down to a single number: 1. Think about it. Traditional games can take teams of dozens, sometimes hundreds of people, years to make. This project suggests a future where just one person, one creative director with a great idea, could team up with an AI and basically become an entire studio. The scale of that change is, well, it's massive.
And of course, this brings us to the elephant in the room, the big, unavoidable question that comes up every time we talk about AI getting this powerful. Are we looking at a future where the creative jobs, the developers, the artists, the writers who build these amazing worlds are simply not needed anymore?
The story of Codex Mortis seems to give us a more interesting answer. It suggests the human role doesn't just vanish, it changes. It shifts from being the hands-on creator to being more of a curator. So instead of painting one character for hours, you might tell the AI to generate 20 different versions, and your job is to pick the best elements, refine them, and guide the final look. The role moves from artist to art director.
So all of this leaves us with a much bigger question to think about. Are we literally watching the birth of the AI-powered studio? A future where the biggest barrier to creating a huge, complex, beautiful world isn't the size of your team or your budget, but just the scope of your imagination.